All right, Minnesota, are you ready? It's time to man up. Today we're going to go all Brad Pitt on you. Check out the only place in the world where you can have a tank experience like this right here in Minnesota. Plus, we're going to man up and go to the movies. From horrible bosses to killer coaches, we've even got a family flick you can check out with the kids. We got your Man Up Fantasy Football, talk a little Vikings football, and the man himself, Santa Claus, will be joining us on this post-Thanksgiving show. It's time to man up. Greetings and good morning from the poorhouse in downtown Minneapolis. I'm the common man, Dan Cole, with my main man, Tony G, and this is Man Up. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk about what's important, being a man. Man up. About being a man, a man's man, and by being what's most important, a ladies' man. You know what I'm talking about, gentlemen?
Ladies' man.
Yeah, thank you very much. No switch. I can't turn it off. We're transitioning from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and we know how difficult both holidays can be for a real man, right? First of all, Thanksgiving. Look at how I butchered this Thanksgiving Day turkey when I was supposed to be carving it. Then you got the kids. You can't focus on football 3 games. I didn't catch more than 4 minutes of any of the 3 games. Then I had the over-imbibed uncle. How about you? Or are you the over-imbibed uncle? I think you should watch it. You know what I'm trying to say? Or how about the family member that wouldn't leave? Maybe you're the over-imbibed family member that wouldn't leave, but that's a good idea. We don't want you out on the roads. Now we go to Christmas, Tony, which to me is just as difficult. First of all, there's the holiday decorations. And forget about putting on the tinsel and the lights and the decorations. It's finding them in the storage room, right? And I'm one of those guys, I pack everything real well. I put them in boxes and I got them, then I forget to label them. Then I got to get them all down. It's more work getting them down and getting them out into the living room to put them up than it is to actually put them up themselves. Then you've got, how about the tree? You do a tree?
Yep.
Think about the tree. So you got 3 choices on the tree. You either go get the fake one from the store. I won't do that. My wife refuses to let me. So then you got 2 choices. You either go trudging through the woods, saw in hand, and try to find a tree on your own at some tree farm, or you do what I do. You go down to the corner lot and you take a look around and you pick one up. But that can be a pain too, right? Because your wife's going, I don't quite like that one. That one's not tall enough. This one's too short. What does she think? What does she think she is? Is it Cinderella? No, I don't remember who it is. I don't remember who that is. It's a fantasy story that I'm not familiar with. But then all of a sudden, but you come down, you bring it home, and then you got to put tins. Then trying to put that dang thing inside the stand and try to get it just right, and you're doing whatever you can, and the next thing it's tilting over here, and she's going, no, move it a little left, move it to the right, move it to the left. Then that's just the tree. Then you got to trudge through malls. And then forget about going to the mall. You've got to find a place to park at the mall, which takes hours to find a place. So we've got so much to get to. We're going to try to make it simple for you. And I've got the Man Up Survival Guide for the holiday season, for Christmas. This is what you do.
It's going to be useful.
This is what you do. You just move and leave no forwarding address. Or what you do is just listen to everything your wife says, keep smiling, and just move on with your lives. We've got so much to get to yet. Tony, your favorite part of the holiday season?
I'm a family friends type of guy, so I love to have a family in town and eat all the good food, and that's the good part. The bad part is the hype is gone after Christmas, and it's here and then it's gone.
I'll send my family and friends over to your house then, because that's the part I don't like. No, I'm only kidding. And one of the most difficult things to do during the holiday season is gift giving, especially for the guy that's got everything. But you got something that every guy's probably going to want, don't you? What is it?
It's bigger than a bread box, brother.
It's bigger than a bread box. It's a tank. Yes, you too can be George S. Patton. That and so much more coming up on the show. A really big shoe today. We got Santa Claus checking in as he prepares for the big holiday season, plus Man Up to the Movies. Rusty Gatenby gives his picks and misses, and oh hell knows. But up next, we're going to southern Minnesota for a one-of-a-kind Man Up experience, driving tank.
After this break, we're crushing cars. We're Dan Cole Park here.
Justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I'm with Mike Bryant of Bradshaw and Bryant. And Mike, you're injured in an accident. Why should people turn to Bradshaw and Bryant?
Well, when you're injured in an accident, you're concerned about your medical bills, your wage loss, what can be done for your family. What we do is help you get what you're supposed to get. This is what we do, and that's our job.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
When you think walleye fishing, there's only one place that comes to mind: the walleye capital of the world, Lake of the Woods, Minnesota, and Borderview Lodge. When it comes to the walleye fishing experience, Borderview Lodge is second to none. Their friendly and professional staff is there to provide you with nothing but the best service and accommodations. Take an exclusive full-service guided walleye fishing trip and reel in the big one for a delicious walleye dinner. Visit our website at borderviewlodge.com or give us a call at 1-800-PRO-FISH to start your adventure today.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment, from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby, podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment. Part of the Alive and Social Network, you can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond, any time of the day or night, simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
Come on, boys, stay up! When I say back up, you back up, let's stick. Michael, stand by, I'll call the shot. Roger! On it now, reverse!
Welcome back to the Poorhouse in downtown Minneapolis. I'm the Common Man, Dan Cole, and this is Man Up. Tony, I know that wasn't you on top of the tank. You look a little like Brad Pitt, but that
I'm a little better looking than Brad.
Well, I would say so too. Yeah, absolutely.
But
you like it?
It was a hell of an experience. I wish I never got into the service, but I wish I would have.
After what I saw, let's see it.
So we're here at Drive a Tank down in Kasota, Minnesota with Tony. Tony, thanks for having us down here to tell us a little bit about Drive a Tank and how do I get started?
Well, Drive a Tank is the only place in the world where you can drive tanks, shoot machine guns. We are the only place operating with real tanks to the public. We give you the opportunity to get into tanks like our T-55, our Sherman tank, or crush a car with our Chieftains, which hopefully if you make it that far, you're going to get to experience.
All right, you ready to do this?
I think so.
Go ahead and step right on the seat to get in. Then you'll find a place for your left foot, either down on the floor or up on the steel platform ahead.
Well, we got started in 2006. It was kind of an accidental founding item. Me and my father were on a trip in England, and we noticed a few places where you could drive tanks. That looks pretty cool, we better check it out. And we swung in and we realized that there's actually quite a few places to drive tanks in England. We looked around, they were all over the world, but what we found is there were none in the United States of America.
Right.
So it looked like a great plan to us to bring back to America. And we were already doing construction, heavy equipment contracting, and aggregate processing. So it fit in real well with what we were already doing. Big yellow equipment just turned into big green equipment, and a little different way to make a living.
On your left over here is a gear shifter. You'll push that forward one click, and then over and forward one more yet. Right there, we're off and rolling. You got it.
And just gas?
Yep, go ahead.
There's a lot of misconceptions about tanks, and after I got into military vehicles and I realized that this stuff isn't what people think it is, that's when our tank driving facility changed from everybody else's, and it turned into more of a educational location where we can drive the exhibit. It's a museum, except most museums you can see the equipment, but you can't touch it, and you definitely can't get inside and drive it around. All the parties involved with producing the vehicle were told that they were building an experimental self-propelled water tank. They told them this vehicle was going to be used to carry water to the soldiers in the field. And when the tank showed up on the battlefield for the first time, it was much different. It was an armored metal box. It was invulnerable to that Maxim machine gun fire. It kept its crew alive. It was equipped with different sorts of weapons, from machine guns to 6-pound cannons. But the key to remember is that the tank's job was to support the infantry. The tank's not there to win the war. The tank is there to get the infantrymen where they need to be so that they can win the war. The battle's not about the tank. It doesn't matter how cool your tank is, or your airplane, congratulations, or how big it is. You might have the coolest helicopter in the world, but at the end of the day, that helicopter can't get into the buildings. It can't find the enemy.
So I just gun it? Go for it?
Yep, go ahead, straight through.
Let it go fast, slow?
That's up to you.
Think of when you see the guys, they they've raised their flag up. When you want to put the American flag on that mountain, you need the infantry on the ground to do it. And the tanks are there to get the men where they need to be. And if that tank is broken down, it can't get to the battle. It can't support those infantrymen, and they can't get their job done. So the combat engineers ensure that that happens in a timely manner. They build roads, they build bridges, they clear obstacles, they do what they need to do to give a path for both the infantry and the tanks to bear down on the enemy.
What'd you think?
Incredible.
All right, you did great, man.
All right, so now that you're a skilled tanker, we've got you inside of a Sherman tank, just like the one in the movie Fury, and hopefully you're able to drive this beast.
Let's see what we can do.
All right. First thing I'll have you do is find your throttle. It's on the right-hand side.
Yep.
Give it a push to get a feel for it. There it is. Now, all you've got to do is let your clutch out nice and easy. You might have to rev up the engine just a little bit so you don't kill it. Mastered the habit, you became a tank driver, we graduated you to the Sherman tank, increased the complexity and put you in the seat of a real tank.
Now I want Larry.
Now you're gonna get Larry. And you're gonna drive Larry over a car. Unless you're scared.
I ain't afraid. I'm ready.
Go ahead and push on your throttle. All right, a little faster. Just a touch faster probably wouldn't hurt. There you go, that's a good speed right there. Don't let off until I tell you to. Keep going, don't let off, don't let off. Keep going, man up, let's go!
All right, man up!
You know, that was my car. I hope you've got insurance, even though I know it's a no-fault state. Pretty cool stuff.
Oh man, it was awesome. You know, you can get the pricing for $199 up to $3,000. They're not running through the winter, but if you can get your gift cards now, and it's a great Christmas gift. And once they're back rolling in spring, it's a knock out of the park type of deal.
I hope it comes with a helmet and goggles plus binoculars as well. When we come back, plenty more to get to here on Man Up from the Poorhouse in downtown Minneapolis. Coming up next, Rusty Gatenby checks in with some of the new movies at the theaters. One's horrible, and it's supposed to be. Another the kids will love, but will you? Accept no other imitation. Benedict Cumberbatch also has a war flick out. Rusty mans up and goes to the movies. That's coming up next.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I'm with Mike Bryant of Bradshaw and Bryant. And Mike, you're injured in an accident. Why should people turn to Bradshaw and Bryant?
Well, when you're injured in an accident, you're concerned about your medical bills, your wage loss, what can be done for your family. What we do is help you get what you're supposed to get. This is what we do, and that's our job.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
When you think walleye fishing, there's only one place that comes to mind: the walleye capital of the world, Lake of the Woods, Minnesota, and Borderview Lodge. When it comes to the walleye fishing experience, Borderview Lodge is second to none. Their friendly and professional staff is there to provide you with nothing but the best service and accommodations. Take an exclusive full-service guided walleye fishing trip and reel in the big one for a delicious walleye dinner. Visit our website at borderviewlodge.com or give us a call at 1-800-PRO-FISH to start your adventure today.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment, from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment. Part of the Alive and Social Network, you can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond, any time of the day or night, simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
Boom! Marker drop. Kidnapping.
That's kidnapping.
With one more P it is. That's kidnapping.
You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about kidnapping.
Think about it. Okay, first of all, we kidnap Rex.
That's right.
Yeah. We get money from Bert.
Yeah,
We
the
save the
ransom money.
business.
What do you know about executing a kidnapping?
What do you mean?
You get zip ties.
Oh, jeez. We're not gonna kidnap anyone. Come on, this guy's a master business prick. He's at the top of his game. We need to figure out... Boy, look what we got. Is that a Sharpie?
Welcome back to the Poorhouse in downtown Minneapolis. I'm the Common Man, Dan Cole, and this is Man Up TV. Joining me now, Rusty Gatenby, and I don't know, I could have starred in that movie. I've been a bad boss, and I've had bad bosses.
You were a bad boss?
Oh,
you're freaking me out. You're holding the knife right now.
You better think I'm a bad boss, do you?
By the way, the answer is 3. How many turkeys are at this table? 3.
Well, there are one. Number one, no, I'm the number one turkey, yeah.
All right, so did you see Horrible Bosses? The first one.
I did not.
You're not a
see
huge movie guy, but this, I think the guys who went to Horrible Bosses, it has the same cast as back, including the sexy Jennifer Aniston as this nymphomaniac dentist. But the 3 guys are what I enjoyed from this movie. And yeah, I'm here to tell you, I actually enjoy this movie. You go online and they compile critics, and critics are not loving this movie. But you have Jason Bateman, Jason Sudeikis, Charlie Day. They're kind of 3 Stooges guys. They can't do anything right. And once again, they have a boss issue. But they have to come up with code names because they don't want to give away their real names. And again, these guys are idiots.
Right.
Here are some of the code names they came up with.
Kill shot is in position.
Whoa, kill shot?
Yeah, I want to be kill shot.
Then you are kill shot, dude. I love it.
That's a pretty sweet name there, Nick.
Ooh, easy, easy. We don't want to use real names if we're using code names, Dale.
Well, don't say my name either, Kurt.
Well, mine was an accident. Yours was clearly on purpose there.
I don't think yours was an accident.
What are you talking about?
You know, why are we on the walkie-talkies? We're in the same room. Come on.
So, again, I was into the screening with the theater and they were laughing. I was laughing. When I went to Dumb and Dumber 2, I did not laugh. So I came out of there going, all right, finally, a comedy this winter, fall. That's good.
Well, we've talked about this before. I sit in a movie, I'm not worried about what critics say. I don't look at the cinematography, this and that. Do I sit down? Am I enjoyed? Did I like the hour and a half or 2 hours I spent in the movie theater? And if I do, I like it. If I didn't, I don't.
You're a guy who brought your kids to see what Horton Hears a Who 9 times.
9 times. They saw it 10 total. My wife only had to sit through it once. I sat through it 9 times.
Well, if you've got kids in your family, good news this holiday season here. Penguins of Madagascar, another sequel. These penguins were in
Which
the back.
we love.
Yeah. Oh, you did love it.
Oh, I'm seeing every one.
Have you? Good.
Multiple times.
Well, I'm here to bring you good news. The penguins are hilarious. And if you're a dad and you're going to be dragged to the movie by your kid 13 or 14 times,
I like it.
You're going to like this Penguins of Madagascar. It's by DreamWorks. It's in 3D. I give it a solid 3 out of 5 stars. Approaching 4, but it is what it is.
This is not a penguin. This is a turkey. Don't think penguins were injured during the filming of this. This is a turkey.
We seem to be in a World War II bit here today because we got the tanks, we got the Brad Pitt. Benedict Cumberbatch has a World War II movie, but not a lot of fighting is going on in this movie. It's based on a true story about the Enigma Code, the Nazis, which, by the way, are the bad guys in this movie.
Yes, absolutely.
I
would think so.
Yeah, they have this Enigma Code that no one could break, but this character, Alan Turing, a real guy, that's who Benedict Cumberbatch portrays, he actually comes up with like the first computer to break the code. It's a compelling movie. I found myself interested. I was like, I did not know that.
A thinking man's movie.
I did not know that. Mm-hmm. There is some war scenes in it, but that's not what the focus of this movie is. Benedict Cumberbatch will be nominated for an award.
You like it?
I did like it. I'd give it a 5 out of 5.
Well, you can't lose
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5? Well,
here's a movie, by the way, 2 movies I have not seen. Hunger Games. No real interest in going to that one. Sorry, folks.
Okay.
And this one, Foxcatcher. I am interested in seeing this one. Have you heard about this?
Foxcatcher.
Steve Carell is unrecognizable. It's another true story. He plays this John DuPont, wealthy guy who's crazy. He wants to coach some Olympic athletes to, win the medal at the Olympics, but they don't listen to him well enough. So this psychopath, this insane guy, kills one of them. Channing Tatum is one of the wrestlers. Mark Garofalo is another wrestler. Again, Steve Carell is being considered for Academy Award consideration. So
I hope he doesn't kill him.
I'm going to go see Foxcatcher, and we'll have that review coming up. Can we eat any of this?
Go ahead, dig in.
Have you been chewing on this during the break?
No, I butchered it rather than carved it, as I mentioned before.
All right, so
We've
there you
got
go.
more Man Up coming from the Poorhouse in downtown Minneapolis next. The Vikings have had a rough year, and the weather's just getting rougher too. We're going to talk football and fantasy players. You should suit up. One guy who is suited up and ready to man up, Santa Claus. He's in the house. We're going to sit down with the man himself, see how his Thanksgiving went, and if he's ready to man up to Christmas.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I'm with Mike Bryant of Bradshaw and Bryant. And Mike, you're injured in an accident. Why should people turn to Bradshaw and Bryant?
Well, when you're injured in an accident, you're concerned about your medical bills, your wage loss, what can be done for your family. What we do is help you get what you're supposed to get. This is what we do, and that's our job.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
When you think walleye fishing, there's only one place that comes to mind: the walleye capital of the world, Lake of the Woods, Minnesota, and Borderview Lodge. When it comes to the walleye fishing experience, Borderview Lodge is second to none. Their friendly and professional staff is there to provide you with nothing but the best service and accommodations. Take an exclusive full-service guided walleye fishing trip and reel in the big one for a delicious walleye dinner. Visit our website at borderviewlodge.com or give us a call at 1-800-PRO-FISH to start your adventure today.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment, from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby, podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment. Part of the Alive and Social Network, you can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond, any time of the day or night, simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
Welcome back to the Poorhouse in downtown Minneapolis. I'm the Common Man, Dan Cole, your host of Man Up. Our next guest really needs no introduction at all. Here he comes.
How are you, Dan?
I'm doing well.
Dan, you doing good?
I'm doing very good. Can I call you Nick? We got a pretty good vibe. Or do you want me to call you Santa Claus?
Santa, please.
We'll call you Santa. That's what I'll do.
Please.
Why don't you have a seat?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Hey.
You look great, too.
Thanks.
For being as old as you are, you keep yourself in pretty
Well,
good
you know, the
shape.
thing is that I didn't know. Good thing there's some children nearby, because I had the finder on. Not too many. I don't come to this part of the city too often.
No, I wouldn't think you do. Did you have any trouble finding the place?
No. Like I said, the kids nearby would give me the basic direction on coming in here.
Well, now, where did you park? I mean, you got a reindeer with what, eight? Sleigh with eight reindeer?
No. Everybody knows that sleigh only works on Christmas Eve.
Really?
Yeah. I use the Polar Express every time I go out to do things like this.
Are you double parked out front? Are you in the ramp? Where are you?
I have a car that I pulled right off of the train.
Well, I hope you got money, because we don't have much of a budget.
Well, that was the other thing too, is that I was looking around here, and we'll make something happen. I brought a gift here today. You were talking about your turkey. This is right off of one of our reindeer. I think Blitzen dropped this last year. You talk about man up. Guys will probably, look at, say what was attached to this. Well,
Blitzen?
Blitzen.
How about, it looks more like a wishbone. You want to try?
Oh,
yeah, let me think.
Yeah.
I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about wish. I wish you wouldn't have told your kids about me not existing.
Well, it just got to the point where...
Talk about disappointing, You
have to bring that up, didn't you?
Well, the thing is that maybe you can put a scooter and what is that? Some video game 2015 under the tree for me.
Yeah, maybe
because that's what they were going to get this year.
So now it's up to me.
Yeah.
They
don't believe in me, then they don't get gifts from me. That's how it works.
Can you double as the tooth fairy?
No, I don't know. No, I can't do it.
Let me ask you this. There's a lot of people that work behind the scenes, right? I mean, you've got You've got your wife, Mrs. Claus.
Absolutely.
Do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
What do you do
I have a couple of sons. You know, they probably the viewers probably have seen them at the malls. You know, there's some of them. They're like you. You can't even grow a beard.
No,
can
I
you?
can't.
Well, you know, it takes a while to grow a beard. So sometimes you see them out there and they got these phony beards on. But they all come back and tell me about what they listen to every day with those children. And I got some of my older sons. I have 2 older sons now. They're in training. They have full beards. And now they are going to be at malls now taking on responsibility for listening to children's wishes.
On delivery night, when will you give that up and turn it over to one of the sons? Will you do it till the day you die?
Well,
or is there 65, retirement, 401k?
No, there's no retirement. It's basically we have a wonderful home and a wonderful way of life up there. But it'll be probably another 15, 20 years before I give it up. So, you know, you were talking about Man Up and how we were talking about trying to be good at it. Well, you know, I thought maybe, you know, I have a couple of different things here. You know, you have camo. You know, that's the Duck Dynasty is a phenomenal increase. Yeah, that would work. See, that would work on you, right?
It works for me if it works for you.
But then if that doesn't work, this probably would work even better.
Oh, now you're talking. All eyes on this, everybody in the club.
There you look at this, huh?
Yeah,
is that
I like
it?
This is
That's
me,
it.
man.
That's the shot of the day.
This is me. Jolly old St. Nicholas, I lean your ear this way. I know you have to go. Thanks again. We'll see you real soon.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Santa Claus himself here at the Poorhouse. It's Man Up. We'll be right back.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I'm with Mike Bryant of Bradshaw and Bryant. And Mike, you're injured in an accident. Why should people turn to Bradshaw and Bryant?
Well, when you're injured in an accident, you're concerned about your medical bills, your wage loss, what can be done for your family. What we do is help you get what you're supposed to get. This is what we do, and that's our job.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Fantasy football is now in focus. Here's Randy Warner with the Man Up Fantasy Blitz.
We are approaching an exciting time in fantasy football. It's playoff time. Whether your playoffs start this week or next week, it's very important you get in the right lineup. But don't worry, folks, I'm going to help you out. Here are my sleeper picks for this week. Number 1, running back, St. Louis, Trey Mason. Mason has had 45 carries over the past 2 weeks. He is without a doubt the lead back in St. Louis. This week, they're going against a bottom-ranked rush defense in the Raiders. Number 2, Charles Johnson, wide receiver, Vikings. Johnson has had 18 targets over the last 2 weeks. He has emerged as a go-to receiver, especially on third downs for this Vikings offense. See you next week for our fantasy football chat, or you can follow me at FantasyBlitz82.
The Man Up Fantasy Blitz is brought to you by uncloggeddrains.com. That's our name. It's what we do. Welcome back to Man Up here at the Poorhouse in downtown Minneapolis. I'm the Common Man, Dan Cole, talking National Football League. Tony G, my man's with me again. Randy Warner is also with us. He's our football expert. Vikings playing Carolina in just a little bit. Do you think there's still something to play for, or is it stick a fork in the season?
Let's not quite stick a fork in them yet, Common.
Not yet?
There's still a chance at playoffs.
Well, very slight.
Pretty slight chance. But there's a lot to look forward to. We got a lot of exciting guys to watch. Tell you a guy I really like, Charles Johnson. You watch this guy, wide receiver, he's come out of nowhere.
He should have a huge game with this against the weak defense that we're going to see this weekend.
Right. Yeah, they're a bottom-ranked defense in the NFL for against the pass. So, yeah, the guy's got good speed. He's sub 4.4 speed. You know, it's his second year. He's got spry legs. He's
came from a small school, but
yep.
had an injury and really wasn't given a chance. And yeah, he has looked pretty good so far, I will admit.
Right. You know who he was drafted by?
Green Bay Packers.
Oh, the Packers.
Came off the practice squad, though, didn't he?
And of course, yes, he did.
Yep.
And of course, there's still, you know, Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, to watch the development. I mean, I said at the beginning of the season, I didn't really want it to get to this where all we're really looking for is the development of Teddy Bridgewater. But that's kind of part of what we're stuck with. And I like what I've seen so far. He doesn't look half bad.
No, he doesn't look bad at all. I mean, he's got some promise. Is he lighting it up? Of course not. He's a rookie.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm not impressed with him.
Why aren't you?
I mean, I'm looking for a guy to really step up. You see these young quarterbacks like the kid from the Colts had stepped up, and
Andy Luck,
and Andrew Luck.
Yeah, he's a rare guy. Yep.
But it just seems like you can't. I just don't see it. I just don't think he's the guy that's all the hype that everybody thinks he is.
Well, does he have enough to get by Carolina today? Your prediction, Vikings, Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think?
It's going to be a big win. Big win.
How many? What's your score?
I think we beat him by 21.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Randy?
a big one. I'm going Vikings, 24-17.
Well, I guess I got to make it 3 for 3. I'll take the Vikings as well, and I do think they score some points. I'll call it 30-17. Vikings, 30-17.
I like it.
There you go, our NFL segment here from the Poorhouse. This is Man Up TV.